Hey guys, Nike here. Let's talk about the End of Dragons elite specialization for the Revenant. When I was polling people on Twitter about what they felt like the most likely weapons for the Rev to get were, the consensus was either Greatsword or Scepter. Greatsword makes sense because the other two heavy classes both have it already and Rev does not, and much the same logic is why people lean toward Warrior getting Staff, as I'll cover in the future. Scepter, on the other hand, is based more around the idea that the elite spec for the Rev will be using Master Togo as a legend rather than making any sense within any existing Guild Wars 2 paradigm. ANET has made it quite clear that any weapon can fulfill any role in Guild Wars 2, so Greatsword as a Revenant caster weapon with Master Togo is totally within the scope of possibility, just as much as it being a melee weapon. As far as Scepter goes, well, I don't think Scepter as a melee spec makes a great deal of sense, and that is a line ANET hasn't crossed yet. Since I don't think Master Togo as a legend is as likely as everyone else does, I'm not quite sure, I'm not quite as confident that Scepter will be the weapon in the end. Therefore, my bet is Greatsword, although if I had to consider another Dark Horse candidate possibility, I would suggest that Dagger Rev is something that could happen, but I think I might be the only person out there who is talking about that. So let's talk about roles a little bit. In PvE, Rev has a decent power support hybrid and a very good Condi DPS and Condi support hybrid. The hole, obviously, that it's missing is a pure power DPS spec. Some might say that a pure heal spec is also missing, but I'd argue that while Rev's heal spec isn't good, it still does have one. It would be a shame, in my opinion, to give Rev another heal spec while it doesn't have a pure power DPS spec yet. A pure power DPS Greatsword spec seems to me to be totally obvious. In fact, it's so obvious that ANET might go in a totally different direction just to subvert expectations. So how about legends and playstyles then? I think the majority of people have speculated that Master Togo as a legend and a spirit-based playstyle seems super likely. That is possible, but it doesn't really jive with the Greatsword, and it doesn't really jive with a power DPS spec unless they heavily draw from the Ritualist, direct damage, lightning skills from Guild Wars 1. Frankly, I doubt that they want to make another Air Elementalist. So if that's the direction that they go, there will be some mechanic to make it feel quite a bit different than an Elementalist with a Scepter or Staff in Air Attunement. I think, however, that they could and should go radically in a different direction. Ditch Master Togo. There are plenty of Canthan characters from Guild Wars 1 who they could draw from, and I think one of the assassin heroes from the Factions game would make the most sense. Miku checks a lot of the boxes that ANET wants in terms of gender representation, but simultaneously utilizing female sexuality to appeal to their core audience, which is a tried and true ANET technique. And the broader gaming audience that they hope to bring in with the expansion and Steam release also sort of matches these trends. Normally, Greatsword playstyles are slow and ponderous, but ANET could utilize Miku to make a fast, flashy Guild Wars 1 style assassin playstyle for the Rev, even with a Greatsword. In the Necro video, I speculated about a hit-and-run playstyle using Shadow Steps as the character dodges through the mist to attack its enemies from behind, but this could just as easily be utilized for a Revenant whose lore includes traveling through the mists, and it could be done in a specifically more assassin-themed spec. Additionally, if they went Dagger instead of Greatsword, Miku would still make sense, or perhaps even more so. So with that said, forget Master Togo and Scepter and Spirits. Give me Miku, Double Dagger, Pure Power DPS Revenant all day. So yeah, that's it. That's generally my thoughts on Revenant and what we can expect, what we might expect, what I'd like, and what seems likeliest. If you guys have thoughts about what the Revenant is going to receive in the End of Dragons as its elite spec, please leave them in the comments below. If you think my Miku idea is cool, or whatever, stoke my ego by leaving the comment below. And yeah, you could probably also tell me that my idea is stupid. I might delete your comment. I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time.